Hey, good morning. Owen wanted to give you a big, sloppy, sandy good morning hello to you. He just got done doing his roly-roly. You do your roly-roly? Oh, that's it. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Dose, episode 123, I remembered. And man, what a beautiful morning. But I'll tell you what, I'm a bit off track. I'm actually a little late and off schedule. And if you're feeling off schedule, this message is for you. If you're right on pace, if you're exactly where you need to be with regards to your health, you got that big smile on your face. Oh, it's got a little scratch. And you're all set and your schedule's good to go and life is great and you're on pace with what you need to do and you're waking up and you're eating healthy and you're working out, this message isn't for you. But if you've ever felt off schedule, this message is for you. And I would say is, if you're feeling off schedule right now, this may be actually even more importantly for you. So good morning. He wants to sit down. Maybe we'll just sit down. This is Owen, our rescue. He's a Ridgeback Pit Mix. Some people asked, what is he? He's a Ridge Pit Mix. He's a barrel of fun. He's pretty much he has two modes. Now I walk him on a leash. I have a little control leash here. It's not it's a choker, but not one of those pincher ones. We don't need that one with him. But I'll tell you, it took a lot of training. And while you're coming on, if you're catching this live or you're catching this on the replay, a little late, didn't get the sun. You see the sun's already up. We're on the beach. It's kind of quiet down here. Still quiet. It's still early, right? 8 a.m. So you ever feel off schedule? Oh, yeah. Does this guy got the life or what? Does he have the life or what? Look at that face. Look at that. Oh, that's good. Yeah, right? You know why he's got that face right now? You know why he's smiling? Because he's on schedule. He's on schedule. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing quite like being on schedule, but I can imagine if you're anything of maybe percentage-wise, even the slightest bit human, you probably got your schedule thrown off course. And let's go for a little walk, because I want to talk to you. Walk and talk at the same time. Come on, boy. Come on. Let's go. So, how do you get back on schedule with your health and your life? And I say health and life because they kind of work hand in hand. Oh, how do you get back on schedule and be happy and, want to roll in the sand and do all those fun things like he's doing right now, right? Okay, enough of Owen, but I know you guys are dog lovers. If you're not a dog lover, you can't watch the Daily Dose anymore because I'm a dog lover. Yes, we have cats, but they're kind of feral. We just feed them and they, I guess, keep the beach rats away from our house. So off schedule. I'll tell you, the last couple of days have been a bit off schedule. Even the last last couple of weeks, kind of maybe even more so. But I had two options. I had to just allow the schedule to be off course or to change the schedule, right? And to adapt to a new schedule and to restructure the schedule into things that matter. Like yesterday, for instance, and I think it's appropriate for today, wherever you're at. And if you came on yesterday, 8 a.m., you're like, where's Mark? How come he's not on at 8 o'clock? He's not doing his daily dose. Well, I did it early and I had to change my schedule. I typically don't. In fact, I've gone 123 days doing a live. 99% of the time it's been at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And yesterday was not one of those days. I had a dental appointment my wife made for me. I was way overdue and I had to go get my teeth cleaned. And they're nice and clean now. And that was fun, but that was a 7:30 appointment and I knew it wouldn't be done at 8 o'clock. So anyway, point is my schedule got thrown off. So I had to do the early dose. I chose to do it earlier versus later. So I came down and did one here. And if you came and watched, we actually talked. I was over at that lifeguard stand. Way down there. If you see way in the back there, the lifeguard stand, we talked about that. And the sunrise was just, it was amazing. So if you hadn't checked that out, go back and look at episode 112 of the Daily Dose. Check that out. But right now, let's talk about schedule. You see, the reason why I wanted to share with you this now, as he goes, he's like, well, if we're not walking, I'm just going to roll. He is on schedule right now. Now, it's not on a schedule necessarily time-wise, but he gets 2 walks every day. He gets one, typically, he and I go down to the beach. Most of the time we go down here, and then the afternoon, evening, although it's been a little bit later because it's been hot, is we go for a run. And I take him on the bike because I'm not as fast as him, about 3 to 4 miles just about every single day. And he's on schedule. So my first question is to you, before thinking about, oh man, my schedule is way off right now, I would actually pose this question to be the devil's advocate. Did you really have a schedule with your health in the beginning? Were you really making your health and working out and eating healthy a high priority? Was it? Because I can tell you this, prior to this lockdown that we had and prior to the world kind of getting thrown all up in the air, kind of like on a wash cycle, if you will, is that a lot of people I know just didn't have a schedule at all to begin with. Well, they had schedule for things that were a priority for them, but their health and their fitness were not on that priority list, or they were really way down on the priority list that it was getting neglected, right? And you can just tell by if you're uncomfortable with the way you look, if you don't like stepping on the scale, if your clothes don't fit, if you feel lethargic, if you have no energy, if you have a gym membership and only went, 3 times in the last year. Does any of this sound familiar? Chances are you did have a schedule, but your health was not on that schedule before. And even now, more so. And I know some people, I would say there's an exception to the rule, of course, but there's an exception for people who maybe now had more time. Once they got put down on lockdown mode, they have more time and they chose to do something. They chose to get on a healthy path. Like, well, I don't have to commute to work anymore. Now is the perfect time to take care of my personal health. And now my whole work schedule is completely different. So now I can actually maybe prepare some meals and make a plan for me and for my family. It's sometimes for some people it's an awakening. And I know that for a fact because I've had people come on to my coaching program over the past 3-4 months while this is going down. Right in the beginning of it, in fact, I've had who are getting amazing results because they made the decision to make their health a high priority. And guess what that requires? It absolutely requires putting it on your schedule. So my question to you is this: if you are in a bad spot with your health, if you don't like the way you look or feel, if you don't like the way the scale, if you're just deathly afraid of looking in the mirror in the morning or, stepping on the scale. I know people that are just deathly afraid to step on the scale. They're afraid of what it's going to say. But the problem is that problem doesn't go away if you're overweight and unhealthy and out of shape. That problem doesn't go away by just not going on the scale. It's easy to neglect, but that's at one point in time, sooner or later, you're going to have to address it. So I would rather you address it now. I'd rather you make it a priority now. I'd rather you put your health on your schedule now versus waiting until things get worse. So a lot of times people are like, yeah, I want to get healthier, but let's just talk about this as a goal. Maybe a goal could be, I don't want to get worse. I don't want to put more weight on. I don't want to be more unhealthy. I don't want to be more uncomfortable in my own skin. I don't want to be more disgusted about the way I look and feel when I stare at myself in the mirror. I don't want to go out in public and be around people. I don't want to not be able to even go to the beach that I live so close to because I'm so scared of how people will judge me based on the kind of bathing suit I'm wearing or the cover up that I'll have on, right? Does that sound familiar? The reason why I say this is not to point any fingers. It's just that that's what I hear on, and listen, I'm telling you things that I hear on a regular basis. Because people come into my program, they get on a call and they say, Mark, it's time. I need to make my schedule different. I need to take time for myself. And typically because I work with people in their 40s and 50s and older, and that's primarily who I'm talking to right now. So if you're 20 years old, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about when you have a schedule and you're you're pursuing a career and you have a family and you have a spouse and you have responsibilities, things like walking a dog and paying mortgages and things like that, right? And all those things start to become a priority, and that's okay. They should be a priority, but not at the expense of you not taking good care of yourself, because sooner or later, if you don't take good care of yourself, then your health is going to not take good care of you. It's just literally, it's simple. It's simple. It's just not easy to achieve. At least I know for a lot of people, not on their own. So, my encouragement to you, being the Daily Dose, it is episode 123. Why am I doing this? I want to provide as much encouragement. You're going to put on your schedule the things that matter to you. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. You don't get any more, you don't get any less. I know people that have full-time jobs, that are running business, that have 5 kids, that I know single moms who are running full-time, running their kids back and forth, and making their health a high priority. So the whole excuse about, I don't have enough time, I have to do this, I have to run my kids here, do this, do that. It's just an excuse, and I know why, because people, once they lose those excuses, they can get results, because you can't have both. You can't have excuses and results. You can get results with your health, but you got to remove the excuses, and sometimes it requires needing a coach. Now, if that sounds like you, if you don't know what that looks like, if you don't have your health in check and you want to, if you actually are in a bad spot right now, if you're discouraged by the things we were just talking about, discouraged by your schedule being thrown off, and even though your schedule's thrown off, you're still not making your health and your level of fitness. And again, I'm not talking about being able to be a triathlete. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about decent personal health, like, being not a high risk for a lot of things, being able to do the things you enjoy to do, whether it be going for a bike ride, playing with your grandchildren, going on a vacation and doing active things, right? I hear this because these are the goals that people have. I ask them, what do you want to do? If you want to get the weight off, if you want to lose 40 or 50 or 60 pounds, what do you want to do once you've lost that weight? What are the things you can't do right now that you'd like to do once you make yourself and you put your health on your schedule and you make yourself a high priority? And then they tell me, right? And I get excited because then we move forward in those goals. So that's my question to you today is, if you're feeling off schedule, first ask yourself, did you even have a schedule to begin with? Was your health even a priority to begin with? And if you had all this extra free time, there's just more excuses. So today could be the day you actually remove the excuses. Today could be the day you say, Mark's right. I know nothing's going to get better nothing's going to change if I don't change. Nothing is going to improve if I don't actually take the action steps necessary. And sometimes that requires needing somebody in your corner, right? That's what I've been doing for 25 years. I've been getting in people's corners because my passion is to simply help as many people. In fact, this year, my pursuit is to help over 1,000 people, and I'm on track of it. And when you start thinking and you start saying, well, what's your mission, Mark? Well, it's not just to grow my business. It's actually to help as many people as I can. This year, I put out a pursuit to help over 1,000 people. I'm on pursuit to helping over 1,000 people. It doesn't mean necessarily I have to coach them, but I'm pursuit to helping 1,000 people. What is your pursuit for your mission in your health in your life? What's your pursuit? Now, you can make a lot of money. You can make sure your kids are, get to school and all those things. But what about for you? It's okay. It's actually not a selfish thing to think about what you want. Your health is one of the most, taking care of your health and yourself is one of the absolute most selfless things you can do, because here's why. When you start to take better care of yourself and your health, think of the ripple effect that it can have on the ones you love, your spouse, your family members. Think of the people in the next generation above that are older and maybe not in good shape, and think of the challenges and struggles that they have. You see, then it becomes where you're relying on so many other people. You rely on your family members, and I'm not just talking about normal aging and normal things that come up. I'm talking about things that you can do right now that can prevent yourself a world of aches and pains and problems down the road by simply just making your health a high priority. So listen, if you're not, today's the day. Today could be the day. Listen, it's July 30th. It's the end of July. The 7th month of 2020 is gone. I know some of you are just wishing it could just go away. But unless you go away, it's not going to go away. Tomorrow's going to be another day and another chance. Are you going to take an opportunity and take action on that chance? If you need help, reach out to me and we'll talk about it. It's simple as that. I know I'm not the right fit as a coach, and what I do as an online coach is I put together, I have a 3-prong approach, and the 3-prong approach is quite simple. I show you and help you with exactly what you need to eat to help you get the weight off and help you keep it off and teach you the habits that you need along the way. Same thing with movement and exercise. Listen, you don't need a gym. In fact, I know there's a lot of people just deathly afraid to go back in the gym anytime soon. Good news is my program doesn't require you needing any gym memberships. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, you could do your workout on the beach if you want. You could do it in your backyard. You can do it in your driveway. You could do it in your living room. No worries there. So listen, I'll give you a little shot of the ocean. Be inspired. The other thing is, of course, the accountability. Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody you can reach out to answer all your questions and say, Mark, I got a question about this exercise. Mark, I'm not too sure. We're going away on vacation, and I'm not too sure about the food. What do you think I should take with me? All those types of things. Again, have a resource, have access to an expert in the field. Yes, I am. I don't have all the answers, but I would say 25 years in this industry, I am an expert at it. And if you're wanting expert help, you need to reach out to me now. Maybe look at your schedule. Maybe look at putting yourself as a high priority, and also maybe looking at getting the help you need so you can get in the best shape of your life. If you want that, come along with me, because we're taking a lot of people with us. Take care.